Hello, I am coming to you from the Fu 19 restaurant here on Mactan Island, and this is in the Island Central Mall. This is a great place to eat lunch or dinner. The food here is delicious. I've eaten here about 4 times, and I'll return. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mike. Well, in today's video, I want to show you some screenshots that support my theory that it's difficult for American men in the USA to approach American women. There's a small but vocal demographic of women who have ruined it for just about everyone. At the end of this video, I'll show you the way Filipinos feel about being approached. That'll be right after the intro. Okay, so a lot of us are all too familiar with how some American and other Western women respond to men when being approached. Enough women have exhibited rude behavior when approached, so younger guys feel awkward about walking up and saying hello.
Today we're going to talk about the consistent phenomenon of men not approaching women when they're out, when they're at the coffee place, when they're at the workplace. It's, I guess, just a plague upon society that is impacting young women right now who want to be approached and who want a little bit of attention to be paid to them. But is that the case for all women? I guess not, and that seems to be the problem. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with this phenomenon, in the age group of 18 to 25, for young men, around 50% of them say they have never approached a woman, not once, not ever, in a romantic or sexual capacity. They just cannot find it in themselves to walk up to a girl and hit her up and ask for her number. Now, when asked why they can't find this drive to do so, most of them are expressing that they don't want to be seen as a creep or be accused of sexual harassment in the wake of this whole Me Too movement thing that's happened. Many of them are saying they don't want to deal with any sort of negative social judgment that is going to come on the other end of hitting on a woman and maybe being unsuccessful. And of course, a lot of them don't want to deal with the unsuccessful aspects of hitting on a woman, being rejected.
So I really feel bad for these younger guys because the Me Too feminist movement has in fact victimized them. They're being conditioned into thinking that it's no longer socially acceptable to walk up to a Western female and strike up a conversation. And now a lot of woke women have woken up from this nightmare that they created because they're starved for attention. I've seen my share of TikTok and YouTube videos of women complaining that men no longer approach them. And I can sympathize with them, but only up to a point. That is, if they have been themselves rude and disrespectful to men who have approached them sometime in the past. But this next video really tugs at my heartstrings because the young woman you're about to see claims that she's never been asked out on a date. She's almost 31 years old.
Guys, this is for 30-year-old women who are Christian and still single. I'll start by saying this. I turned 30 last year. I'm going to be 31 this fall. I have never been asked out on a date in my life, and I mean that. Never. I've never been approached by a guy. I've never had a man show interest in me. And I would never have admitted to that a couple years ago. I was ashamed and embarrassed about that. I was like, oh, it's because I'm stupid maybe, or, you know, I'm not attractive or all these things. Like, I thought it was a deficiency in me. But I have been hearing from other women the exact same thing, especially Christian women, where it's like, you know, no one, you know, I'm 27, I'm 28, I've never been asked out. And so I think there's a problem on both sides. I think that women get blamed a lot, where people will say, you know, you hurt yourself in your 20s and, you know, you cared about your career and you did all these things to keep men away from you. And I think I never did any of that stuff. And I know a lot of other women who didn't do that stuff. And they're just, men aren't asking women out, maybe. I don't know.
So I feel bad for her because I believe her when she says that she's never been asked out on a date. And if she's never been asked out, then it's impossible for her to ever reject men in a rude and disrespectful way. The really sad thing with her is that she didn't do anything to deserve not being approached and asked out on a date. She expressed that she has second-guessed herself, thinking that she's not smart enough or pretty enough. She seems intelligent to me, and I think that she's attractive. And when I say attractive, I mean like Bailey on WKRP. Maybe not a Lonnie Anderson supermodel, but she definitely has that girl next door thing going on. I wish I could have a face-to-face conversation with this young woman, relating to her like a dad, and give her some positive reinforcement. Maybe her church has singles gatherings, but this next video just goes to show why she hasn't been asked out through no fault of her own.
Because there's a lot of bum-ass men out in the world who don't do enough so us women can supply for ourselves now.
Women are better than men. What do men bring to the world? Literally nothing. Women, the vibes, just everything. Everything is brought to by women.
Really, men bring nothing and women bring everything. I'll tell you what men no longer bring is themselves up to females like you with attitudes like that. It's no wonder why men don't want to approach anymore. Check out this next video.
Can we please bring back men coming up to us? Why are you so scared? Why are you so scared of coming up to us? Genuinely, I don't want, I get it, rejection, okay, I get it. However, if you go up to a girl in a nice way, I don't think you can fail. Honestly.
Okay, the problem with that statement is that there have been plenty of cases of nice guys who have approached in nice ways, but still get rejected and not in a nice way. And the evidence to that is clear because nice guys have stopped approaching. And this is the culture that exists in countries like the United States. If things ever get back to normal, all women who get approached and react rudely need to change their ways. Then men will gradually start approaching again. But it wouldn't happen overnight. A shift back to the way courting used to be, I think, would take at least 20 years. The entitled American females who think it's justified to be rude and belittle men because they walk up to them and say hello should pay attention to how Filipinas react to men when being approached. I've approached Filipinas here and the conversation was always pleasant and cordial, even if she wasn't interested in me. Take a look at an interview that I did. Okay, I am here with my first participant, and that is Venice.
Hi guys, I'm Venice.
Real nice. Are you from Cebu?
Yeah, I grew up and live in Cebu.
Okay. Kabalu ko masalte gamay na Bisaya.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So my question for you is, there's a lot of women in the West. They don't want to be approached by men. They think it's creepy. If a man comes up to them and says, "Hi, how you doing? How's your day? Can I get your number? Can we go out? Blah, blah, blah." Do you like to be approached by men?
No.
No, is it because you're shy?
No, I'm actually very afraid because I don't know the person.
Okay. So, are you in a relationship now?
No, I've never. I'm talking to someone though.
Okay. So if you say someday you want to get married and meet a guy, how do you want to go about doing it?
I think it would be best if we start off as friends.
Okay.
Or at least I have a friend of a friend,
Okay.
Because I want something. I don't want a total stranger to be like, you want to go out for coffee and then you talk and then I don't know him.
Right. No, I understand. And it's for your own safety. Fair. So we see it a lot in like the US is that if the woman is not interested in the guy, she's like really rude to it. So the way you would like to go about doing it is have a friend of yours introduce you to, would you prefer foreigner or Filipino?
Actually, any.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think it's about the ethnicity or like where you grew up with. I think it's about the personality.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter if you're Filipino or you're a foreigner. As long as you know how to treat a woman right, that's a good thing.
Okay. Well, thank you, Venice. So that young lady was Venice, and you heard her say that she wouldn't feel comfortable being approached by men. What I learned after the interview was that she's still in high school. I sometimes have a difficult time distinguishing age on Filipinas. Because of her youth, she's inexperienced, and maybe when she gets into her mid-20s, she'll become more comfortable being approached. I also get the impression that she won't handle it the same way that far too many Western women do. 2 more interviews with Filipinas before I wrap up this video. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I have my... No, don't be shy. When I first started my channel, I was so nervous. But don't be. You're okay. So what's your name, please?
Asha. You can call me Sha.
Asha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's nice to meet you. So, I heard your friends over there say that you're single.
Yeah.
In the U.S., some women are really rude to men if they approach them in public. If they come up to them and they want to get to know them, buy them a cup of coffee or get their phone number. Are you okay with being approached by a stranger?
Well, for me, it really case-to-case scenario because if he's asking me politely, then I would love to. As long as like there's a valid reason, at least there's still respect, yeah, because that's really important. And then like if you're asking number, then that's okay.
That's okay. What if you were, for whatever reason, you were not interested in the guy? Would you be rude to him or would you be really polite and respectful?
Well, I wouldn't really like a guy who's like being, a kind of chicks like something asking or they think girls are like their play toys, something like that. But if they're asking like, you can really determine if they're really sincere. So as long as they're sincere, then yeah, I would love to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Asha.
Yeah, Sha. Only Sha.
Asha. Is that short for something?
Hmm?
Is that short for like a longer name or?
That's always short for longer name.
Is that your nickname?
Yeah.
Okay. Somehow it fits your personality.
Yes. Maybe really yes, because I'm really people pleaser. So I really matters or validates their feelings if they're okay with them. So yeah, as long as they're sincere, if they're willing to respect the time, to respect the space that we need, then it's okay.
Okay. Well, thank you, Asha. All right. See, that one didn't take too long. The last Filipina that I interviewed, I actually ran into her the next day in front of the same coffee shop where I talked to her. She requested that I don't actually use the footage of her, so I didn't include her on film. But she indicated that if she were single, that she would be okay being approached. Even if she wasn't interested, she'd still be respectful, not being rude towards men, which pretty much echoes the way Filipinas are. So judging from those 3 videos and how respectful Filipinas react to men who break the ice, there's a stark difference between the way women are here. Well, that'll wrap up this video. Thanks for watching. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and click or tap the bell notification because I upload at least 3 videos a week. God bless and safe travels here in the Philippines.